So one issue that a lot of my clients they have no awareness exists when it comes to AI in their business is using AI in the hiring process. Imagine being sued because the AI hiring vendor, like a resume reviewing company, for example, or resume reviewing software, unintentionally discriminated against job applicants, and you ended up on the hook for discrimination. That could be catastrophic to your business. And the problem is that most people don't understand that AI has inherent biases in it. AI is only as good as two things: the data that is used to train it and the people who do the training. Because every single AI platform that you're using is based on a large learning model, which is just a training set where data was inputted into the system. And there was literally human coding going on, at least initially for these AI platforms, teaching that system how to process the data and how to provide outputs based on prompts. Humans by their nature are have biases. We all do. Every single one of us does. And so the type of data they selected and the rules in the algorithm that these human beings gave to these data sets on how to process information affects the quality of the output. And an output is basically just anything that an AI system gives you in response to a request. So when it comes to these AI empowered resume review software programs, whether you have one that you purchased and you're operating it yourself at your business, or maybe you've hired a third party vendor that assists you in reviewing resumes, those data sets, I guarantee you, are going to be affected by bias. And it's more than I can get into in a short video like this, but I want you to understand that that exists. And so while I understand the benefit of using AI, especially if you get a lot of resumes, you're a busy business owner, it's something that it can be very time consuming to screen resumes. So I understand the appeal. You're adopting AI in your business because it helps you save time and this is obviously true when it comes to recruiting. But the risk is that you are facing discriminating against people without even realizing that it's happening. Here's a couple of examples. Amazon famously had to scrap an AI hiring tool that they were creating because it discriminated against women. It just automatically prioritized male candidates. And then the US and EU regulators are right now scrutinizing algorithmic hiring under employment and anti-discrimination laws for this very reason, because especially people in marginalized or minority groups were being deprioritized over, say, white males. Obviously, this is a really big problem, and you could be opening yourself up to liability. So here are the key legal issues that come with that. First, you've got potential case for employment discrimination. In that case, liability would remain with your company, not the AI vendor. So you have to understand what kind of vendor you're using and how their learning set was trained and the quality of the data that was used. You're going to have transparency obligations as well. You may be required to explain to the candidate why they were rejected. So you are still responsible for adhering to employment and labor laws, regardless of whether it was you manually reviewing resumes and making hiring decisions or whether you're using a software program, including AI. Ultimately, you are responsible either way. So you have to understand how these decisions were made, when a resume was filtered out, for example, and why. And then you have to worry about data protection. Anybody who's providing you with a resume is providing you with personally identifying and potentially sensitive data. And so how you handle that is extremely important. And you need to understand with these AI screening platforms how that data is being processed and saved and handled. Here's the advice that I give my clients all the time. Make sure, first of all, that before you even begin using AI tools for your business, have somebody like me do what's called an AI audit. So you want to understand what the guardrails need to be in your business for using AI. And particularly with respect to hiring, this is important so that you know when you should be using it, when you shouldn't, and what platforms are ones that potentially are going to get you in trouble. You must keep human oversight in the loop. So even if you're using AI to screen resumes, you or someone in your business has to do manual review of the resumes that have been screened out to make sure there does not appear to be a pattern of bias or discrimination because of the work that algorithm did. And then you want to document decision making when it comes to hiring or rejecting candidates and vendor accountability. So the vendor needs to be transparent with you about how their system works. And you need to be documenting all of this so that you can prove that there was no intentional discrimination going on. So, obviously, this is a really important issue. This is not something you want to get on the wrong side of the law with, either federally or in your state. If you want to make sure that your AI doesn't open your company up to lawsuits, particularly with respect to hiring, then download my free hiring checklist for using AI in your business. And I'd love to talk to you. Let's have a conversation about maybe setting up that broader AI audit to determine how you are using AI, how you would like to use AI in your business. And I can help you set up an AI policy and guardrails in your business to make sure that you are not facing liability as you begin to embrace this incredibly powerful and exciting new technology that really can help you hit the accelerator with respect to your growth and your revenue if you are using AI in the proper way. So I hope you'll reach out and we can have a conversation soon.